scan video for buy sell short for Wednesday, May 25th. Pretty interesting day today. Late last night, we had the futures down big, 100 plus. Looked like it was going to be a bloodbath today in the market, and buyers for some reason showed up, especially late in the day, although we did give back some gains and they were able to close the Dow under the 50-day moving average. But before that last 15-minute drop, things were looking pretty good on the market. We were starting to see speculative money come back in, oil back over 100. They were buying silver, they were buying gold, they were buying small caps. Check out the Russell 2K today. Big move on the Russell 2K. And actually what we have here is a bullish engulfing candle. I'm stretching it a little because I'm using the last 2 days, but that gap down we had over the last 2 days, today we were able to totally fill that gap down. And it could be viewed as bullish. I mean, we do have the long holiday weekend ahead, so we could see some movement over the next 2 days and into Friday before the weekend. We could see a decent market. Little disappointing going into the close, but that may be more of traders just going, the last few days the markets looked pretty good into the close, and then they've gapped us down the next day. So you've seen some traders take a few bets off. SMH gave us our indication today. It was pretty strong on the early drop this morning and, showed pretty decent strength today. Would really, need a pretty big move on this one to get really bullish. But we've got, a possible upside target of 50 cents up to the 20-day exponential. Dollar was weak today, so that helped stocks. And, as I said, we're still in a high cash, half position stance, but we saw some decent movement in small caps. So my hopes are a little bit high going into tomorrow. Let's see what happens on that. Want to make a quick mention on MCZ. Great chart setup on MCZ. We do have a short dickwad trying to hold the stock back. This is the douchebag who has been shorting over the last month. Short interest has gone from 1.4 to 5+ million shares. But this guy is asking for some soap and is about ready to get bent over, in my opinion. We've got an ascending or symmetrical triangle breakout here. We tested it right before the close, and the douchebag was able to come in and push us back down. But as you can see, the last couple of times we've had a positive MACD cross on MCZ, we've seen a big move in this stock. And stochastics, RSI look great. GLUU is on a tear, and this chart is just screaming for a move. Added to my positions on this one, I would place my stops 168 on those ads. Tomorrow should be breakout day on the positive MACD cross. Sirius, very nice move on this one for us today. We picked it up yesterday, 226, 227, traded as high as 242. Typically, when Sirius has a high volume day like today, it's got follow through to the upside tomorrow. So we'll be looking for this one to test that 240 level again tomorrow. And next target on this, 275 on that 242 break. Let's jump into the pop scan. I'm going to cursorily go over some of these under $1 stocks. mRNA, they did financing. I hate this stock. It's a turd, but it's on the pop scan. If it broke 31 cents, you could get a bounce back up to that 20-day exponential at 40 cents. BNVI is on it. I really don't have much to say other than I hate this stock, but it's on the pop scan, 65 cents. Yeah, might get some buyers. Penny stocks have been dead, but they're on the pop scan, so I'm going to mention them. TIV, same thing, 70-cent break. But let's jump into some decent plays over $1. APP, a big runner the last time it was on the pop scan. Could get really interesting on a 105, 110 break. LEE, a lot of potential bad news out there, but if it got a break of $1.20, you could see a 10-cent pop to that 20-day exponential. MVIS typically needs rumors to get moving, but, it's been holding pretty steadily in a shitty market at that 120 level, so could get really interesting on a 130, 133 break, which is where I'd be looking. NTWK had news today, which is why it popped. Reason we're looking at this, big up movers have been tending to have follow through on the next session. So let's see if that story holds through for NTWK. A lot of uranium stocks on the pop scan. URG 160 would be an interesting play. URRE is also on the pop scan as well. You know, I'm not that crazy about the uranium stocks, but when I see a lot of the same sector pop on the pop scan, I like to pay attention. Of course, MCZ, which we just went over, is on the popper scan. DRL, this is our next watch for a rule of two play, so we'd be keeping a really close eye on this one on a possible break of $1.90, depending on the market and when it broke, where we enter this one. LVLT gave us a nice dip today to pick some up. Still looks pretty good. I would be adding dips on this one anywhere around the 212 area. OPWV. Interesting. Not, screaming buy to me here. Might be interesting on a 230 break. Sirius, which we already went over, is on the pop scan. ZLCS. Now, this one was on the pop scan. Nice little mover today. And as you can see on the setup, could be setting up for one of those big mover plays. RSI up through 50. Positive MACD cross tomorrow. Stochastics up through 50. Definitely one that can do what OPXT and the others have done. This one could be a mover up to that 280 plus area over the next couple of days. DSCO is also really interesting here. I would be a buyer of this one on a 275 break. Definitely a buyer on a break through that 200-day moving average. Very nice cup and handle formation forming here. This looks like a very nice medium-term play, so definitely one to keep on the radar. HILL looks pretty good. 290 break. We could be looking at a move back to the threes. This one likes to move in spurts. Volume's been sort of MIA, but it's been pretty strong over the last three sessions, so pay attention to this one tomorrow. Zoma. We've been patiently waiting for this one to break. I would be a buyer on this one on a break of 317. Definitely a buyer on a break of 320. 50-day moving average is right there as well. If it got a breakthrough there, 350, 375 would be target. Last but not least, we've got ANAD. 325. You know what? 320 break on this one with a 5-cent stop would definitely be the play here. I don't know what the news flow is that sold it off, but a break through that level could see a nice little bounce up to 350. So that's it for the pop scan. We've got some potentially nice setups. Trying not to get too enthusiastic about the market, but I like what I saw today. Like the kind of action we were seeing on stocks like GLUU. I like that we're seeing big, large, heavy to move, hard to move plays like LVLT and Sirius SIRI moving 10 cents in a day. Got some bullish undertones. Let's see what tomorrow brings. See you guys in the chat room. Good night.